Hi guys, my name is Natalia Gavlin and I am continuing my routine of making videos for you, giving you a little bit of the information about how to proceed with your case. Today's topic, again, is just to follow up with what we've been doing, marriage related. So the topic is this: you went to an interview, you got your green card, it's a 2-year green card, conditional residence. Now what? So here's the situation. Because your card is only valid for 2 years and it actually has an expiration date on it, you need to make sure you file a petition to remove conditions on your green card 90 days before the expiration date. That is called Form 751. Don't know why I said 5. Form I-751 has to be filed within 90 days of the expiration of your green card. The form needs to be signed by both beneficiary and the petitioner, meaning both spouses. I will talk a little bit later about what happens if something happened to the marriage or the relationship after you acquired this 2-year green card. But for now, we're in a perfect world. You're still together, the marriage is going, everybody's happy, and you need to file 751. So 751 basically just confirms to USCIS that you are in fact still married, you still have your joint life together, you have joint ownership of certain things, you commingle your funds, you go out together, you travel together, your families interacted, whatever it is that their concept of a real marriage is, you need to confirm to them that it's still going on. So, and I tell my clients this: when you got your green card and you think your homework is done, it really isn't. I don't know if you watched my other video when I said get a box, put all the mail in it. Get that box again and put all the mail in it after you get your green card. And basically 90 days before the expiration of the green card, I want that box. I want to look through everything that you have, all the mail, all the bills, all the receipts, all the photos, everything you have. And I want to build a beautiful case for USCIS so they can see how the relationship has progressed since the moment you acquired your green card. So they can look at it and say, okay, all right, this shows that it's still good. And they will approve your permanent green card, a 10-year green card. Now, there's a chance that they will call you for an interview. Of course, as much as I would like for them to approve it on paper, which happens often, sometimes they will still call you in for an interview. And this interview is very similar to the interview you went to get your status adjusted, the green card interview. Very similar. I'm not saying it's going to be the same officer, but the requirements, the questions, everything that goes on could be exactly the same. They just want to know what happened between the time we gave you the green card until now. Are you still together? Again, it's your choice whether or not you want to bring an attorney to that interview. It obviously helps, but it's not required. You need to bring a bunch of documents, and again, preparation. You have to practice, you have to prepare, you have to be confident. So this is a perfect world situation, right? So you got that. Now your green card is approved for 10 years. You get that as well. Everything is going well. Now what happens in a situation where the first green card was good and you got that, but now something went wrong in your relationship and you cannot have your spouse, and now I'm talking about the petitioner spouse, obviously, USCIS spouse is not willing to sign that form with you. They said, I will not sign it. Or even if I sign it, I will not give you documents. There's a problem with the relationship. You obviously do not want to pretend that you're still together if there is a problem. That would be fraud and misrepresentation. So now you're stuck and you're alone. And you're thinking, what can I do? Does that mean I'm going to lose my 2-year green card, never get my 10-year green card? What's happening to my case? Not necessarily. Because you can ask for a waiver. You can ask USCIS to waive the requirement that the petitioner has to also sign it and has to also appear for the interview. So basically, you can do it on your own. Now, how to do that on your own is a very important thing. They're not looking at whether you're still together at the time of a 751 approval or anything like that. You still need to show to them that you entered into this marriage for legitimate reasons. And the initial intent was good, and you were trying to build life together, but unfortunately something went wrong. So evidence showing the previous, the beginning relationship steps, everything leading up to the first green card, and of course evidence after that, is all submitted. Here, in a situation where you're on your own and the spouse is not there, to get a waiver, I recommend you get other people on your side and you ask your friends and family members to write letters, to write affidavits, to tell you, we know this is what's going on. We went to that wedding. We know the relationship was fantastic in the beginning, but this is what happened. And if you can have enough people document that, and enough people come and stand with you and say to USCIS, things happen, relationships fall apart, but this was a legitimate marriage when it started, the intent was good, then you could still be approved and you can still get your permanent green card on your own. Now, if it's denied, a lot of people say, what do I do? What do I do if I had a 2-year green card, but I just couldn't pull it because relationship fell through? Maybe I couldn't meet enough required documents to show that it was good intent. For whatever reason, maybe a USCIS officer made a mistake. They denied my 10-year green card. What do I do? Well, not sure if you saw the other video, but you will find yourself in a situation where the immigration will try to place you in removal proceedings. They will first send you a decision. They will say, we are denying your 751, your conditional resident status is terminated, you need to either leave the country, or basically they're telling you to leave the country. They're not giving you the other option to come to immigration court. So the point is, if you do not leave after a certain time, they will send you that notice to appear in immigration court. And at that point, if you have a good attorney on your side who can go through every option and look at where you are in your life, what's happening, who are you with, what other options you might have, then you could have removal defenses that you could present to immigration judge and say, okay, I understand. I tried that marriage, situation did not work out. I got my green card, I lost my green card, but here are my other options. And there are a lot of things that could still be done. I don't want you to feel like this is the end of the road and you will get deported because you lost your green card and that's it. Actually, if you look at the laws, even though they send you the letter that your status as a conditional permanent resident is terminated, legally, only the immigration judge has the authority and the jurisdiction to terminate your resident status. So until the immigration judge in court terminates your status and says, yes, USCIS made a good decision, I find you removable, you do not have a reason to be here, until then, you're still a conditional resident. So it's a little bit of a dichotomy, and I know the letter says one thing, but in reality, don't be afraid. You just need to make sure the court, the immigration are aware of your address, because if that notice to appear comes to your home and you're not there to get it, you moved, etc., you might be in more trouble. So don't feel bad if the relationship falls apart. Although I do wish everybody to have wonderful marriages and wonderful relationships, but if something like that happens and you need the help of an immigration attorney, feel free to contact me.